Welcome to the depths of the strange, otherworldly, unknown, paranormal, and much more, where we explore theories that defy logic, reason, and will leave you questioning reality itself.
Somewhere right now, someone opened an umbrella indoors by mistake. Someone taking a walk watches a black cat cross right in front of them, and someone accidentally dropped and broke a mirror. These are some common superstitions that most of us have heard of or have even experienced personally, myself included. Yet nothing ever happened. Some superstitions are harmless old sayings, like the ones I just mentioned. But then there are others that are rooted in ancient terror, born from things people witnessed but couldn't explain. In this video, we go over 5 superstitions you may want to pay close attention to. We don't skip numbers without a reason. The fear of 13 stretches back thousands of years, surviving across cultures, religions, and modern society. But why? In Norse mythology, 12 gods gathered for a feast in Valhalla. Loki, the trickster, arrived uninvited, the 13th guest. That same night, beloved Baldur was killed, triggering chaos and sorrow across the realms. In Christianity, 13 became cursed after Judas Iscariot, the 13th guest at the Last Supper, betrayed Jesus, leading to his crucifixion. In numerology, 12 represents completion. 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 apostles. 13 breaks this perfection, seen as a dangerous, chaotic number. In modern times, most high-rise buildings skip the 13th floor. Airlines avoid row 13. Cruise ships often omit cabin 13. Now, here are just a few freak incidents that happened to fall on the 13th. On April 11th, 1970, Apollo 13 launched at exactly 13:13 military time. 2 days later, on the 13th, an oxygen tank exploded in space, nearly killing the crew. On October 13th, 1972, Uruguayan Flight 571 struck a mountain due to a navigational error and crashed in the Andes, leaving the survivors stranded for months and resorting to cannibalism to survive. And on November 13th, 1930, Ronald DeFeo Sr. was born. 44 years later, he and his entire family were murdered by his own son on November 13th, 1974, inspiring the Amityville Horror. To top it off, statistics show that on Friday the 13th, there are higher amounts of road accidents, increased hospital admissions, and economic losses, pretty much all caused by either public superstitions or something else. Most of us wake at night occasionally, but superstition says waking precisely at 3 a.m. is a sinister omen. It's known as the Devil's Hour, and for centuries it's been feared as the time when dark forces roam free. In religious folklore, 3 a.m. was seen as an inversion of 3 p.m., the hour Christ died, making it the unholiest time of night. Witchcraft trials in medieval Europe cited that witches and demons were most active between 3 and 4 a.m. Some believed it was the moment when the veil between our world and the spirit realm is at its weakest. Paranormal investigators sometimes call this spirit activity hour. Sleep paralysis cases spike during this window. People report waking up frozen, feeling pressure on their chest, and sensing an invisible presence standing over them. In real accounts, people waking at 3 a.m. often report clock stopping, shadowy figures, or a sense of suffocating dread. And ancient belief warns, if you wake at 3 a.m., never look into a mirror and never call out to see if anyone's there. You may not like what you see or hear. You might think cutting through a funeral procession is a minor rudeness, but ancient folklore insists it's an invitation for death itself. In ancient Rome, it was believed that a spirit accompanied its mourners to the grave. Disturbing this passage offended not only the spirit, but the gods of death. In Irish tradition, it was said if you crossed through a funeral line, death would either claim you next or swap your fate with the one being buried. In Appalachian folklore, interrupting a funeral's sacred passage was thought to awaken wandering souls, causing accidents, sudden illness, or even death in your family. Old Southern hoodoo practices warned of spirits following those who crossed through a funeral, attaching themselves to the offender's home. Most people nowadays instinctively pull over for processions out of respect, but not really knowing the repercussions of not. Old family stories tell of drivers who could care less because they were in a hurry, only to suffer car crashes, fires, or deaths soon after. One eerie legend from Charleston tells of a man who cut through a procession, laughed about it, and was found dead in a crash 13 days later outside the same cemetery. Since ancient times, birds have symbolized messengers from the other side. But when one happens to fly into your home, superstition warns it brings unfortunate consequences. In Roman augury, priests studied bird patterns for signs of war, peace, and death. A bird flying inside was considered a direct omen from the gods. In Victorian England, a blackbird, crow, or sparrow in the house meant someone in the family would soon die. Birds perched on windowsills, tapping glass, were often seen as spirits trying to enter. Even today, countless stories tell of birds suddenly appearing indoors before a tragedy. In rural Louisiana, there was a case of a blackbird that refused to leave a kitchen. The next morning, the homeowner's mother died in her sleep. Coincidentally, some still burn sage, close curtains, and recite prayers if a bird crosses the threshold, fearing the messenger's meaning is unavoidable. A rocking chair gently rocking on its own is chilling and the stuff of ghost stories. But few know that rocking one yourself while it's empty is considered a dangerous invitation for the dead. In southern US folklore, if a person rocks an empty rocking chair, they are said to be inviting death into the household. The act was believed to symbolically make a place for death to sit and await the next person to sit and take its place. Some believe that rocking an empty chair without anyone in it could call a restless spirit to occupy it. The motion was seen as a sort of summoning gesture, or a way to invite the unknown into the physical world. In some old New England superstitions, if a family member absent-mindedly rocked an empty chair, it was taken as an omen that someone in the household would soon die or fall seriously ill. So, what do you think? Are these just old wives' tales, or are they ancient warnings passed down because people saw what happened when others ignored them? Maybe it's all bullshit, or maybe, just maybe, we should be a little more open-minded to the possibility that these situations are not coincidences. I, for one, do not believe in coincidences. I think there's a reason why certain things happen when and how they do, to be considered superstitions. But those are just my thoughts as always, and I would definitely like to know yours, so please do share.
That's it for this video. I'm interested to know your own theories and thoughts, so please do share them in the comments. I'm also open to video ideas, so feel free to let me know. If you enjoy my videos, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you as always. And don't forget to keep questioning reality.